hit play on that pixel.
Welcome back to H.A.M Gaming Podcast. I am Austin.
And this is Matt. And what the heck is going on? We have Austin starting the show. We're missing somebody. Who are we missing here? We're missing Hayden.
We are.
Where's our third guy here? What do we got here? Ryan Gosling. Oh, what the heck is this? This is not Hayden. Who we got here? We got Darren with us today. We got a guest. We got a guest on the show. We're changing this gate name from Ham Gaming to Damn Gaming because we don't need Hayden today, right? We got the better version. We got the better version today. We got Mr. Darren here. He's gonna talk some gaming with us today and a few other things. And so, Darren, thanks for joining us. Thanks for stepping in last minute, man of the hour kind of deal because Hayden's off doing his I'm married now stuff, and so he's gonna be all cool guy doing those types of things. But we appreciate you coming on. So are you excited?
Oh, absolutely.
What do you got? You got some good stuff for us to talk about today? You gonna bring the
Yeah,
you gonna bring the hammer?
Oh.
You gonna bring the hammer? Not that hammer, the metaphorical hammer.
Oh yes, I'll do all the hamming.
Oh, look at that.
Oh
Nice.
man, he's already got some ham hot ham takes probably coming for us today.
Oh, eventually.
Well,
absolutely.
we've got a good show even without Hayden because Darren's going to step in and fill up his spot with us today and provide some great input on some really cool stuff he's doing with gaming. But I know we've got a few things that we're doing, Austin, a few games that I know I've been playing and that I'm going to talk about. A game that you're going to be super excited about that's coming out that you're going to talk about today. And all those kind of good things. So unfortunately, we didn't have any gaming challenges to talk about this week, so we're going to have to just go right into some games that we're currently playing and excited about, and then of course some games that we're looking forward to coming out as well. And so I'll start, Austin. I'll start today with a couple games. First, I'm going to start with the boxing game Undisputed. So if you want to go ahead and pull up my Twitch video of my fight night, I'll talk a little bit about Undisputed. It's as it sounds. It is a boxing game. It is it's an online boxing game, so you can play against others and box them and things along those lines. I haven't tried that part out myself. I've been more focused on the career of building a boxer from the start. And working my way up to be the heavyweight champion of the world, right? And so this is me on the left in the striped boxer shorts and red gloves. This is my sparring partner for my first bout, Mr. Harris. I can't, what does that say? Justin Harris or Jalen Harris? I'm not really sure. But,
I'm not sure either.
You know, it was a good fight. He didn't last very long. I put a few good smacks on him. I'm a big fan of the hook. I'll tell you that much, especially that right hook. But I'll tell you the aspects that I really liked about the game was really the physics. I think they really did a good job with the boxing physics and the movement and things along those lines. There's some movements that I'm not very good at right now as a beginner player, but there's some movements that my AI players have been having on me that they'll duck underneath a shot, slide to the right, and then pop me with a hook, with a left hook. And it's pretty impressive when they've been able to do those types of things. And so I think the mechanics of the game have been really, really fun. It sounds really good when you make contact, especially when you make a heavy contact and you kind of ring the guy a little bit and it kind of gives that little ring noise when you get a good shot on them. They're kind of dazed and then you just kind of go after them, right? But as a beginner boxer, your stamina is pretty low. Your hit power is pretty low. And so those are the types of things that you're building on as you go. You're gaining rep and ranking up as a boxer as you're fighting these lower ranked bouts. And there's also some cool kind of parts of this. There's you have to hire a manager. You have to hire a cut guy. You have to hire a promotion guy. And so there's other aspects of those things that you have to like be upgrading and keeping account of. They have contracts. Some of those contracts are very short. Some can be very long. as you progress with a contract with a different manager and you want to try to change to a different manager that you think is going to be better for you, they're going to cost you more money and things like that. So there's a little bit of management of your money aspect of the game. You have to rent time at the gyms and eat. There's certain gyms that are better than other gyms. And so as you're kind of moving and progressing from the beginner stage to that more mediocre to better boxer, you're going to get better quality of things and you're going to become a better fighter and all those types of things. But I've really enjoyed playing it. I've always enjoyed boxing games, all the way back to Punch Out in the Nintendo series, and then just kind of other boxing games PlayStation wise, like what I was kind of playing PlayStation at the time, that came out that reminded me more of these. I can't think of any names of those games from
Right now,
some
the
reason.
only boxing I can think of is like Fight Night.
Fight Night, yeah, that exactly. Yep,
Fight
Fight
Night's a
Night.
good
And then of course now Undisputed. Reminds me of a lot like that, but the
Yeah.
physics are better, the quality of the game is better, and it's just been a lot of fun playing it. Here's the one drawback that I'll give to the game is, like many sports games, Madden, other games like that too, when you're playing these types of career games, it gets to be kind of the same thing over and over, right?
Yeah.
So I do a fight, I then go and do my warm-ups and workouts type stuff, and I'm not like actually doing any warm-ups, like I'm just picking things that I want to do and it's creating different attributes and stuff for me.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't go into the ring and do movements, like I'm not punching a speed bag and hitting a bunch of buttons to try and like
really?
stay on top of those. No, I'm not doing any of that kind of stuff.
Aw.
So you don't you don't really get to see those things happening. It's just like, okay, I'm doing the speed bag today, so that's going to help this part of mine. It's going to build stamina, it's going to build those types of things.
Yeah.
And just my scores move, right? That's all I'm seeing in those types of things. So, and then I have to lose weight too. So I have to balance between what I do workout wise to what I'm doing to maintain weight, and things along those lines. And then if I have a good session throughout that week before my fight starts, my stamina, my power, all that stuff comes into play, is much higher into the fight. If I do a real shitty job of managing myself throughout that week, then it's going to result in my fight as well. And I've noticed that where my guy's slower, he's lethargic, he runs out of stamina quicker, his punches aren't as solid, and things along those lines. But and so it gets to be a little bit mundane in your prep work over and over and over. That's constantly, you're constantly having to do that, just kind of hitting and changing those things very quickly, which, because you have to do that, is nice that it is quick. I don't think you'd want to just go through that process of doing the speed bag over and over, or punching bags over and over, and those types of things. It'd take a long time to kind of get where you need to be based on the attributes that you're trying to achieve every single week. But when you get into a fight, you kind of really feel like, okay, I got to really make this fight be the one that I'm going to do well and win, because I'm gonna have to go through all that other crap again. Like if I lose this fight, I got to do that all over again. So this, like, you see that guy's face. Like if you rewound that a little bit and you want to check it, like that's the other part of this too. Like there's a couple fights that I won because the refs stopped the fight
For a
and
cut or something?
and checking to the guy's face. Like I said, I'm like a heavy right-handed hook hitter, so like constantly the right hand is like just pummeling this guy's right side of his face. And so I think this fight actually gets called by the ref because I hit him so many times and he's not guarding himself, that the ref calls it. So it's not like every time's a KO or every time going into decisions. There's different parts of it that are really cool, related more to boxing and realistic boxing, that I've really enjoyed. So I really like that part. I love the physics of it. I love the feel of the boxing game. I have enjoyed playing it. As I said, I haven't tried the online version. I've heard some not so great things about the online version yet.
Same.
Which happens with a lot of games. You kind of hear there's some bugs and stuff not working yet. So I don't want to spoil how I'm liking the game and get into that online stuff yet. And so I'm just kind of sticking with the career mode until I get better at it.
I know the game itself has been like in a beta alpha stage on PC for like 3 years or something like that, I believe. And there is some good and negative things with it. Like right now, they have no release. They have a release for their next update, their big update for patches, not till the end or the middle of December. So you still have all of October, all of November until you see an update.
Yeah.
And people online have been playing, and if you play as a heavyweight boxer online in competitive, you're just gonna KO someone like one punch. Some people have like a spam button they've been using. It looks like fun to me.
What
I do have a
spam
couple
button did you
questions.
use? Like my guy's like my guy
Well, there's
runs
a
out of stamina so quickly. Like so, unless you're throwing good combos, like
yeah.
let's just say I'm jab, 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 but my guy's blocking it or I'm missing. I run out of stamina so quickly that I couldn't hit AM buttons. Like
Yeah.
spamming's impossible to do.
There, so like when you play online, you pick like actual boxers, and one of the boxers
see.
has this crazy like right hook, so that people have been spamming that like crazy, and you can knock out someone with like one punch almost immediately. My questions are with the game is my number one question is the $60 retail price. Is that a fair price or should have been lower?
Oh, absolutely not. If we were watching the same gameplay, absolutely not.
now-
$60 with those Where Waldo ass shorts he had on?
You didn't like the
Absolutely
shorts?
not.
You didn't like the shorts?
No,
Those are the
Well,
shorts that I
shorts
picked.
the shorts.
Those are the ones
yeah,
I picked.
he picked those
alright?
shorts.
Like,
He
Well,
picked
I know,
those shorts.
I
just
know,
not
but like
defaulted in those shorts.
$60. You know what game was? You know what game was $40 and was way better? Helldivers 2. All right, these game prices. I don't know what it
That
is.
game
There's
is
some
not on
games.
the same level. You're
Shut
talking about two different types of games.
He's talking about
Anyway,
he's saying two different games.
Yeah. Anyway, game prices are getting $60. Okay, is it the actual $60 or is it $69.99?
It's $60.
50, yeah, it's
It's
$59.99.
So it's $60.
62, 63,
Like,
whatever.
and another question I had. So, like, you said you would hit the speed. Like, would it be like Madden, where like all it would be like, hey, you need extra stamina this week? Like, hang out in the hot tub. Like, would it just be shit like that, where like you don't actually like hit the speed bag, you actually just press the button?
No.
See,
No, so let me. I'll kind of really break it down. So, what happens is you first have to you get 3 boxers, right? So you get 3 boxers
Right.
to pick from. You know, each boxer has their own overall score of how good they are, right? Their overall just rank.
Mhm.
Like I might be like rank 59, and this boxer might be 64. And then they also have on the bottom kind of like it's basically like a fame type thing or like reputation type thing. The higher their reputation is, if you fight them and beat them, that's going to make your reputation better. You know what I mean? And so you kind of want to pay attention to that as you're picking boxers. You obviously don't want to box up above your pay grade too much. You know, you don't want to play against a boxer that's 70 and you're 50 because you're going to get your butt whooped, right? But you also don't want to be playing a guy that might be similar to you, but whose reputation's super low. So you kind of want to challenge yourself, picking a little bit tougher boxer with the reputation a little bit higher to kind of help you progress quicker in that game, right? So then you pick one of those 3 boxers, and now you negotiate what the fight's going to be on, like where the fight's going to be at. Is it going to be at your home court or their home court? Is there going to be what's the purse going to be? Is it going to be, what's the percentage? Is it going to be 50-50? Is it going to be 70, whatever kind of thing like that? So you have to negotiate all these things at the beginning, and then that boxer has to agree. So far, it's been pretty good. Like you can kind of like do like a 70 purse, like you're going to get 70% back of the fight, whether you win or lose kind of thing, and different stuff like that. And so that part's been pretty easy, and so I'm making a decent amount of money, not a lot because I don't win a lot of the fights right now, but so you have to go through that process. Then,
and also, is this a licensed game or is this like?
No, it's licensed. Like
it's licensed.
It's professional like boxers that are in it, like Deontay Wilder. I mean,
yeah, they're
big
all
names. They're all
No,
big names.
some of your classic
I
fighters.
only know like one boxer.
Sugar Ray,
And
Muhammad
that's like-
Ali.
yeah, Muhammad Ali.
There's
Floyd.
all
Like, they're
those.
all in it. They're all
and
in it.
all
It's a full list.
all their movements too. So like as you're building your boxer, you can select like certain boxers styles that you want to replicate, or you can make your own custom
I like
stuff like that.
That's cool.
So you pick your boxer, or you negotiate your boxer, and there's also like how long the pre-fight like training's going to be. So like you can pick 4 or 5 like an extended period. The more time you have to train, so then each week you have to select a certain attribute that you're going to focus on. So like I usually try to do like a 5 to 6 week training session so that I can really get my guy ready and make sure my guy maintains weight. Because if I don't make weight, then I also lose. And so once I get my week, like my sessions planned out, I go into the training part of it, get into the gym that I want to be in. I usually do the free gym right now, or once I get more money, I'll probably start doing the higher version gym, because I gain more boosts from the higher gym because the gym's better, right? And so then I get into the gym, and now I have to select by there's 8 things on my list.
It's kind of like
bag, punching,
UFC games,
heavy bag, all this kind of stuff, right? There's 8 things. Every one of them's going to do something different towards my stamina, my punch, my speed, all that kind of stuff. So once I select that week's gone, right? Now, what happened if I trained? I might gain weight. Then I got to do an exercise that's going to lose weight. So now that week's gone. I might have to do a media coverage because that's what's in the negotiation is I have to do a media promotion of the fight. That week's gone. And so if I don't do enough to maintain my whole guy and have enough energy by the end of it, my fighter's going to be garbage. And so you have to really plan out what you're going to do and what you're trying to focus on for that fight and play to your strengths. Like my guy, I work for power, not speed. And so I'm always just focusing on my hooks and my uppercuts and things like that and power. And that's what I focus on. And so then when I get into the fight, I'm trying to throw a lot of power punches. I'm maybe setting up a couple jabs and a body shot to throw the right hook or throw the left hook or try to do that part of it. And it took me 6 fights before I even learned how to throw a body punch. I could not figure out how to punch the body for the longest time. I kept throwing uppercuts and I had to hit LB and right stick. I had to just flick the right stick, and that's my body shot. And so you have to have a little bit of dexterity of your fingers and movements on what you're doing to play the game and things like that. So I had to really adjust on playing because I just got so used to playing first person shooters where you're using the same mechanics all the time. I have to use every button. If I hold right trigger or left trigger and hit B or X or circle, that's going to be a power hit in that shot. Either going to be a power jab or a power hook, and then left trigger, then the flick is going to be a body shot, and then the other buttons are just going to be a jab or a hook or things like that, or a kidney shot, like a side body shot, things along those lines. And so you gotta, and the better combinations you throw, the better you weaken your opponent. If I can get a jab body and then a uppercut or a hook or something like that, that really plays into the punches and it plays into your scoring. If I just go in and just throw body heavy shot, and I'm only hitting half of those, I'm gonna lose that round, even if I'm really hurting the guy. But the scorekeeper is not going to see it that way. If the other guy's throwing more combinations and doing a better job of actually boxing, then they're going to get the score. That's why I've lost. I've been knocked down once and didn't get up because I couldn't figure out I didn't know how to get up. I'd been the first time I got knocked down. And so I didn't know how to do that part of it. And it's kind of tricky. You got to hold right trigger and left trigger kind of at the same time. This bar goes up and then you got to let it go and it drops back down and then you got to hit it. So you got to kind of balance it out. And I was really confused. I thought I was supposed to tap it. So I was like, tap, 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 tap. And then I didn't get up. But is it $60? No, it's not a $60 game. I would say it's a $30 game.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Maybe $39.99, kind of thing. But it's not a $60 game because, like I said, it's the same stuff. It's over and over.
I don't know if maybe it's just not my game. I don't think I'd pay. If it was on Game Pass and you told me to play it, maybe I would. I don't think I'd spend any money on that game, honestly.
I'll be honest. I'm shocked that it's not a Game Pass game. I am shocked it's not.
I'm shocked that it's not a Game Pass game either. And the only reason why I bought it was for 2 reasons. 1, so I could talk about it on here.
Yep.
2, because I wanted to get into a sports game. I've been so disappointed with the Maddens and stuff like that and not playing those. And then NCAA came out and I watched people play it and they got bored with it really quickly. And I'm like, I'm not going to pay for that game now either then because that seems pointless.
I had a lot of fun with NCAA. I think if you play NCAA, completely different than Madden. If you play that game completely different, 90% people play Madden for one reason, and that's MUT. That's just facts. Is there MUT in NCAA? Yes. Should you play MUT in NCAA? No. Play franchise mode. That game is
See,
I play franchise mode for hours.
I would want to play franchise mode with a group of people.
Yeah.
I'd want to play.
You can't do that, unfortunately.
I'd like to get 6 people and play franchise mode in NCAA.
It's crossplay. It is crossplay
for the franchise mode.
No, it's not. Mode? No, not that I know of. Unless they changed it, but it makes no sense. How is a game crossplay, but online franchise is not crossplay?
That makes Madden is.
Yeah,
Madden has the
it's
crossplay.
It's confusing.
And I liked Madden. That's the only thing I liked about Madden was the franchise mode that I could play with a group of friends and play a regular season and get into a playoff thing and and kind of do that route of it. That's where I'd like to see the NCAA thing, but it doesn't have it. So I was like, I'm not getting into that. So I really wanted to get into a sports game because I love sports games, and I'm like, oh, here's one that I think I can get into. Like it doesn't look that difficult. Like it's boxing, right? Boxing in real life is difficult, but in the video game, I was like, that shouldn't be that hard. So, and I liked it. So I'm not disappointed with it. I don't have buyer's remorse on it. But
1 out of 10.
I wouldn't 1 out of 10. I'll give it an 8.
Ooh,
I'll give it an
8 hams. 8 hams.
8 hams.
I'm gonna give it 8 hams. I'm not gonna give
8 hams.
I wouldn't give it 9. I don't think I'd ever give a game 10 yet. I haven't. Well, you know what? I might take that back. But I'd give it 9. Space Trucker. But I give it 8 because I haven't played the online version. I've heard a lot of negative things. So
yeah, I'm probably gonna buy it eventually because I love boxing games. I've always have. They've always been fun for me, and I think it'd be a lot of fun to play with online with friends, just to mess around with and try everything else out as well. So
that's one of the games I'm playing. Do you guys want to maybe talk about a game you're playing before I talk about my other one? Or if you have a different game you're playing?
Go ahead, Darren.
I've been late. I'm really hit or miss with this one. The one game I've been trying to play, there's games I'm playing right now, but one game I've been really trying to get into is Uncharted 4. I've been trying I'm kind of hesitant to finish it though, because then it's over. Then it's over.
Yeah, I know.
I've been spending the last time I played an Uncharted game before I bought this PS5 was when I was 12. And that's when my uncle Jake moved down to my grandma's house when I was living with my grandma. I've been spending the past 8 years trying to play these games, and as soon as I'm done with Uncharted 4, it's over.
How far are you? Were you without spoiling for people? But if you had a ballpark it.
I'm going to Kings Bay, I think. Because I think the last mission I did is where, the thing falls down on the floor when you take the stuff off the scale. Or no, I'm at, where they find the treasure in the one clock tower.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm at that point.
Okay.
Right now. So I think about halfway through.
How'd you feel? Okay, when you beat this, though, that means you also got to play the DLC for Uncharted 4.
I don't know if I will.
It's great.
Because what's it called? Uncharted. What's it called?
What is it called? I'm blanking on the name too.
The Lost Legacy.
That, dude. It's really good. It's actually really good. Yeah, it's really good. The Uncharted, dude. I could talk about Uncharted for days.
That's why I was very disappointed in you that wasn't number 1 in your adventure game. It's the adventure game. It's called Uncharted, and it's not number. I think it's honestly, it's maybe for the PS3 it was more now, but Uncharted for the PS3 was what Halo was for the Xbox 360 in my opinion. That game series was so good. Everyone, and that movie was awful, but if you talk to a person between my age and your age, everyone knows who Nathan Drake is. I love Nathan Drake.
So
it's unfortunate that he's dead.
You watched the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the scene when they're on the plane and they're falling down into the ocean.
Yeah.
So when they're walking out and they're soaking wet, whatever, that one guy goes, "What happened to you?" Whatever, and he's sitting on the beach.
That's the voice actor for Nathan Drake.
That's Nathan. Yeah. I'm okay, that was nice. They brought him. The movie's ass. If you want to watch a Nathan Drake movie, go watch the fan film on YouTube.
With fucking Nathan Fillion in it. That is the only Uncharted movie I will watch. I have watched that 5,000 times. The fact
so good.
Nathan Fillion as Nathan Drake is insane to me. They played that movie up so bad.
They played it perfectly.
Bad. For those of you whose eardrums were exploded while Darren was yelling, what's the name of the movie?
Uncharted.
Uncharted.
The name of the movie is Uncharted.
So the fan film. The fan film. Uncharted.
What is it called?
The fan film is called Uncharted.
It's on YouTube, and it's great.
I can find that.
Okay.
It's so good. It's about
On
Honestly,
YouTube.
I don't.
We're on
Yeah,
YouTube.
I think it's like 19 minutes long, 20 minutes long.
Yeah, it's free on YouTube. It's a fan film, and they
It's
play
19 minutes.
Well, yeah, it's a fan film. It's not it's something crazy, and they have real actors playing it. And when they take the mask off, and as you see, it's Nathan Fillion as an old Nathan Drake. It is just
it's very much a movie that would have to be set between like the third and fourth game.
Yeah, maybe even
it's literally
maybe
just
after
called
4.
Uncharted, the live action fan film.
I'll
in
be
2018.
honest. I'll be honest. You could probably say that the Uncharted live action can be taking place after 4, kind of.
Yeah, because obviously he's a little older. Anyone that doesn't know Nathan Fillion, he plays Buck in Halo, and Halo 3, ODST, and Halo 5. He's the rookie and the rookie castle, stuff like that. But it has Nathan Fillion, Stephen Lang. Like, those are the only 2 people that really anyone knows.
Like, the cast is, it's so good.
And in fact, it's a 14-minute long fan film, and it was night and day better than the movie was. Like, the only reason that movie, like the only reason that what's his name, Spiderman,
Tom Holland,
the only reason he's in that movie is because he was like the guy at that specific.
Well, you
time.
want to hear something crazy? Okay, fair warning to everyone, because Darren might lose his mind again. So that movie was planned on coming out years ago.
Yeah,
years ago. Mark Wahlberg
was supposed to be, and he would have been. Obviously, this was would have been back in 2011. I think
he still would have been ass. But he still would have been ass.
I think that it would. I think a 2011 version where they actually had an old guy play Sully, and
him playing Sully killed that movie.
Yeah, what the hell?
I don't hate Tom Holland as a young Nathan Drake. I didn't hate that at all.
Oh, I do. I just
he has the look. But then when you see Sully,
I don't think so.
I can name you 15 other actors that could be a better Sully.
Yeah, or another thing too, if they would have went with Nathan Drake being an older guy, I think there could have been a couple really solid options. I think Gerard Butler would have maybe been an underdog one, or another one that, because me and Tony have had this conversation 15 times. Another person, Bradley Cooper. I think Bradley Cooper could have even been another dark horse person, but you went younger, which is fine. But now they completely stopped it. There's no way there's going to be a second one, because that thing tanked so bad. And all the movie was references to the games,
which is nice.
But the ship getting pulled out, and they're opening they open the movie the same way that Uncharted 3 opens.
Yeah,
where the beginning of the movie is him falling out of the airplane, holding onto the cargo. That's exactly how the beginning of the third movie is.
Matt, have you played any of the games?
No, I don't have PlayStation. So
you need to get a PlayStation. I mean, there's just you need experience. Will be experience.
A PC right now. I have a bunch of PC parts in a cart that I'm looking to buy.
Well, then once you get PC, your first purchase is not a PC game. It's going to be the Uncharted collection. And you're going to play that, and you're going to understand why.
Play it on PC, then, right?
You should be able to. I think there's a PC collection. But no, besides...
I'll ask more questions about that on a different show. But
besides you guys playing those, for me, the only game I've been really playing right now, and I think Matt also is going to talk about this, so I'll probably have him talk about more, is just playing New World. It's a lot of fun. I need to get back into playing some more different games. I have a backlog category of just a crap ton of games. Black Myth Wukong, I have an hour into it. I really need to play that.
Well, I'm surprised you haven't finished that yet.
Tell me about it. Me too.
You've been hyping that game up since this time last year. And you're like, oh yeah, I got an hour into it.
Do we need to talk about? Do we need to have a little counseling session with you in this Black Myth Wukong? Because
it's not just that.
Marriage counseling.
Black Myth Wukong, when it came out, you said this was going to be the game of the year. Right? Game of the year is what you said when it was coming out. And you have less than an hour of playtime. You know what's sad? What's the name of that stupid mining game? Stupid game you played? What's the name of it?
Shut up.
What's the name of it?
Shut up.
Say the name of it.
Nova Lands.
Nova Lands. You have more time in this stupid Nova Lands game than you do in the game of the year, Black Smith.
Hey, can I have one thing to say? Nova Lands is a great. No Man's Land is a great game. I have more hours on that now since the last podcast.
Yeah,
that game's great. I grind the shit out of it.
I think that's a testament to game making, though. Like sometimes you don't have to overdo it. Like you don't have to go crazy, and you can find simplicity,
enjoyment, and anything.
Yeah.
So like my thing is this. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was letting you finish. I'll wait till after your thing. I'll wait till after you.
So, and this could be for anyone, you two, if you guys want to chime in on this, if you agree with me or not, or anyone listening. I don't know how to explain, but like when I get to play a game and I just don't feel like playing it, but I'm still playing it, it feels like almost like a chore to the point where I'm just not having fun. Even though I know the game is fun and I know I should be loving it, I'm just in this weird state where I'm like, I just don't want to, and I just set it down. That's where I was at with Black Myth Wukong. That's where I was with Red Dead 2. I thought that game was boring as shit. I could not get into it. I was just mentally, it was just not there for me. I had like 2 hours into it. I'm like, yeah, this game's not it. I just did not. Mentally, I was not ready for that game. Yeah. So I took a break. I took almost a year break with that game. A year. Went back into it. I was like, there's something coming out. I downloaded it, fell in love, beat it, had the shitty ending, cried, the whole 9 yards. Great game. That's kind of where I am with Black Myth Wukong. Same with Warhammer. Same with a whole bunch of other freaking games I have.
I think you're playing too many games. I
think I am. I think I am.
You're jumping around too much. You got
like, the problem is you got so many options and you know you have to play them that it's stress. And like you're just like the second you play a game, it's like, oh, is it over yet? Is it over yet? Is it over yet? Just so you can say you finished the game.
Yeah.
Like so you gotta sit back and absorb.
Thankfully, I mean, there is really only one game that I'm interested in playing that's coming out the rest of this year. Besides that, not really. With New World, that game I can always like take a break and come back to. I'm very excited for that. Besides that, I just really haven't been playing a lot of games. Been busy with stuff going on for a while, but I think with New World, been grinding that. I've been having a lot of fun with New World. Matt, I know you've been going crazy on New World. If you want to talk about that as well, you've been going insane with it.
Are you talking about that
the game we played yesterday
online?
It's not. That's the wrong game, sir. Elder Scrolls Online. That's an actual game. It's called ESO. It's Elder Scrolls Online. It's an MMORPG.
Yeah. Oh, but you guys are playing the reskin of that. Oh, okay.
No, hot take.
I've never played Elder Scrolls Online.
That's actually, I'm surprised because that's a game that I'm surprised that I have played and got into, and you haven't.
I've tried it. No, you played it. No, Skyrim.
So Elder Scrolls Online.
It's just an online.
Is a world in Skyrim, but it's an MMORPG.
I tried to play Skyrim, and that
game's boring as shit.
I hated it. It was the worst. I played that thing for 20 minutes, and I got off. I'm like, this game sucks. What is he doing?
He said, "You want to see something bitching?"
Oh, okay. Oh, can't wait. Is this a Skyrim helmet? Elder Scrolls helmet?
Probably. What is that beeping noise?
I don't know. Did he lay his headset on his computer?
I don't know.
I think he did.
So
I thought maybe you were coming back. I thought you were going to come back with like a helmet, like a medieval
Elder Scrolls.
That's what I was really
speaking
anticipating.
of Skyrim, I bought this at a yard sale for like $1, and it comes with the map.
Whoa!
You know how much this goes for on eBay, and I got the map. Wow. I'm afraid to It's pretty. I don't know if you can. It's pretty brittle.
You got yourself a little investment there. So I never got into Skyrim. I've never played. I've never really played MMO games, other than Fallout 76. I did play that twice.
Yeah.
I played it twice. First time I could not get into it. Second time I got a little bit more into it, but then kind of lost interest again. New World, Eternum. Okay, we've been saying this name wrong for weeks.
Ever. for
New
weeks.
World Aquarium.
New World Atrium is what we were calling it before. Now we finally get into the game and they're like, Eternum. Oh, Eternum. That's what it's called. That makes way more sense, especially
than
especially when you hear the story of the game. But yeah, so I mean, if you want to throw up the video of it to kind of check that out. But yeah, I'm liking the MMO part of this game way more than I thought I would. Like at first I thought, okay, there's going to be a bunch of stupid players around. They're going to be trying to kill me all the time and take my stuff, and it's just going to be very obnoxious. They're going to be talking in voice chat and all this other kind of stuff like constantly. And it's just going to be really annoying. And I not getting that at all. Like it is not that part at all. Like in the PvP part of this is very optional. You don't have to do hardly any of it if you don't want to.
Which is great.
Just play the story the way the story is made to be played and other aspects of it. But what I've been kind of relating this game to and surprised me about was, to me, it's like, and I think I've maybe said this before. It's like a Baldur's Gate meets Red Dead, and they combine to make a game. Like that's the feel I'm getting from the like Red Dead Online and stuff like that, and the feel that I'm getting for it. I really love the look of it. It's not all glitchy, weird looking. It's like some of the other games that I've played when it comes to these types of big worlds. Like Skyrim. Skyrim looked terrible on the Xbox. Like a few other games have that I've played, but I'm just like loving the aspect of just really kind of making a character my own and kind of having some fun with it and really kind of getting into the what do I call it? What do I want to say this? Like I'm kind of taking. I'm becoming like the character, right? And so like
you're invested in the MMO aspect of the game
MMO aspect
playing.
Of it. Yep, exactly.
Without playing. So like for some people who don't know, an MMO, massive multiplayer online game, and for some games like this is considered RPG, so it's an MMO RPG.
Mm-hmm.
Games like Elder Scrolls Online, World of Warcraft, games like that that are just massive with tons of players. And I'll be honest, I am shocked when we played this and how many people are in our server. Yeah. And it's running smoothly. I mean, I know we've had some few crashes, but it is console, but it's running crashes. It's running crazy smoothly. And Darren, I know earlier you were saying how you're kind of like crapping on this. I won't be shocked if you got into this solely because of the RPG aspect, not the MMO part, like not the part where like, hey, we're gonna do this. I think the RPG aspect, I think you would get into the fact that you can change your stuff, you can change your things. Like Matt has musket. I used a whole bunch of different weapons because I don't know what I like yet. I had a hammer, I had an axe, I have a bow, a spear. You can use whatever you want. And what's cool is you can change your stuff. So if you don't like running these weapons, you can change it. There's no rule against you not changing it.
Yep. So I'm
which is really cool.
The role playing aspect of it. So I took a musketeer who dexterity is high and intelligence is high, and so that's what I'm focusing on. And so when it comes to fighting and being in a battle, I'm focusing on range attacks and quick movements and those types of things. Austin's more of the mage wizard type character who's using the staff with fire abilities and different things along those lines. And so when I'm building my character, instead of and so you get all these attributes, right? So you've got strength and dexterity, intelligence, focus, constitution. When I'm putting the points in my attributes, that's what I focus on. I focus on dexterity. I focus on strength. I focus on intelligence. I don't put them anywhere else because my character doesn't need it. That's not what I'm good at. And so instead of trying to figure out how I do it and balance it out, no, I don't need to do that. This is my guy. Athos the Third is the character's name, and because I was like, okay, what's a musketeer name? So I did some research and found Athos is one of the three musketeer names. Of course, Athos was already taken, so I had to be Athos the Third, in kind of running that part of it. And so every aspect of this game I am enjoying. I am enjoying that I have to work my way up in the game to get access to other things, right? I had to get to level 20 before I could even get a horse. which really you need a horse if you're going to play this game. You want to make sure that you get that. I have to get to level 36 to do some other missions. I've joined a faction now where I'm part of that group and getting extra points. We've created a company within that faction.
Oh yeah,
the Prophets of H.A.M.
Prophets
company,
of H.A.M.
and we can share money in that. We can share our resources. We can make trades with different things. You got to be a little bit careful with your trading.
Yep.
And pay attention to what you're doing when you get equipment, because sometimes you can bound a piece of equipment to you by not knowing that you did it because you equipped it and stuff.
There's a whole like trading factor in this game where you're trading with other people, and it's like you gotta watch the market. 1 minute it might be this much money, it could lower or get higher, how it goes, and it's insane. Or like if you play the game and me and Matt did this, like, oh hey, I have this weapon that I have no interest for, I don't want to use this, I'll trade it for you and give me like a sword or some shit.
Yep.
And that worked fine.
I had a staff that I'm not going to use because that's not my character. So I just traded it off to Austin. And then what'd you give me? Some amulet or something like that?
Yes.
No, you gave me a musket.
I'll give you a musket. A musket that was way better than yours. And what's cool with this, Darren, is like, for example, Matt picked the musketeer, right? And the musketeer starts with the rapier and a musket. But you don't have to use those weapons.
No.
If you decide, you know what, I want to try something crazy, you can. There's no rule that says you have to use those weapons, which I really love.
Yeah, so when I first started getting into
fun.
it, I was like, you know what? I want to change. The rapier wasn't doing a lot of damage, so I'm like, I'm going to try using a sword because I got a shield. Like, I got a shield from some mission, so I'm like, I'm going to use the sword and shield.
Fast.
And so I can do that, and I can just focus on those attributes. So I can focus on strength and a few other things that really help build up the whole sword and shield gameplay and be that guy, and I could do that part of it. But I've re-rolled and I want to do this character and I want to be this guy. The one thing I've really gotten into is the fishing. Like, I don't know why I like the fishing part of the game so much, but I love doing the fish. I've been doing all these fishing missions right now and trying to catch these big old fish, and I've caught a couple legendary fish. I'm just having a blast with that part of it. I like the stories. What I've really found interesting at the beginning of the game is Austin went to the Monarch part of the field or part of the map. I went to Windsor or something like that. We both had completely two different story missions at the beginning of this that led us to where we are now, which is now we have the regular story missions that we can do together. But we both had completely different missions and stories that led us to where we're at right now, which I thought was really, really cool aspect of it. It wasn't just the same stuff no matter where I was at. Like, it was different because of where you were at in the Monarch area. It was different where I was at. It was probably going to be different if I would have went somewhere else in the map. But they're also different zones are more difficult than other zones as well. And so I haven't gotten into the PvP part of it just yet.
That's hard as crap.
Just been enjoying just playing the game the way it is.
Yeah.
I love the mechanics now with the horse that I can just hit auto run and put him on the road and he goes, so I don't have to be constantly holding forward on the left trigger or left stick. And so there's parts of the game that they've done really well. And again, just going back to that trading part, like once you kind of grasp what the trading market thing is and how it works, it's a lot of fun actually. Like if you get some rare, cool items, not necessarily weapons, not necessarily armor, because a lot of times those things just bind to your player right away, and so you can't give those up a lot. But like resources that you might find as that you can craft with and do different things that people are really sought after. One of the things I was talking to Austin about that's like had a really high value was the vitamins that you can put into food for your horse had a crazy high value right now. Like you could sell one for like 12 coin or whatever, and if you've got like 100 of them, you're going to make quite a bit of chunk of money out of it. And so like some values are crazy high because of the market, some things are super low because of that they're not sought after things,
or they're so common.
But you can put those things out there, so you can put something that you have into a buy order, and so that's out there for anybody in the game to buy in the map. And they'll go into the market and trading. They'll be like, Athos is selling his iron ore for just a little bit cheaper than this guy is. I'm going to buy all his iron ore, and I get that coin. And I can do the same thing now in the market with other things, and I can buy stuff from other people. So so I just kind of been messing with that and kind of learning the ins and outs. That's been a lot of fun part. And so there's so many different things you can do in the game, not just going around and battling people. And of course, the boss missions and stuff like that are going to be a lot of fun when we get into those regular boss fights.
Oh yeah,
But
it's
there's
gonna be
players
awesome.
helping you in the game. So like all these other players that are in this doing things, there's one point where I'm just getting my ass kicked by like 3 or 4 guys in the mission, and all of a sudden a group of other people came and started doing the same mission and helped me out. And so like that was the other cool part of it too.
And that
like
counts for your
and it
campaign
counts towards
stuff,
my
yeah.
stuff. So like as long as I was able to actually hit 1 or 2 of the guys at least one time, it counts towards my, and they end up getting that kill on him. It counts towards me, towards whatever mission I was doing. If I needed to kill so many dudes or whatever I was doing, as long as I was also I was impacting the fight in some way. I could just hit him one time with a light attack, and that some guy could with a big heavy hammer could come and kill all of them off and stuff like that. I'm still going to get that part of it because I helped in it. And so that little teamwork aspect of it, just having random players be a part of it, has been great. It has not been a toxic community at all. And so that's been nice. It's been very fun with that aspect. So I'm very heavy in this game right now. I'm looking to really kind of play it hard and level my guy up, and so this is probably going to be where I'm at for a while. Like, we were just talking about playing too many new games and kind of jumping around. This is where I'm going to be for the next few weeks.
Because so Darren, right now the max level for your characters is level 65, and what's really cool with this game, and
Matt is level 64.
Not even halfway.
So there is, when you have your factions can battle each other, and it'll tell you in the game like, hey, at 10 o'clock tonight, there's a battle faction between the Covenant versus the I can't remember one of the other names right now on top of my head.
The Syndicate and the Marauders.
And the Marauders. So like it'll say like, hey, at 10 o'clock at night, if you want to be in it, be here at this time. And then you have a full-on battle with like 20 or 30 other players just battling at each other the whole time. And if you die, you just respawn, you keep on battling. And if you win the battle, then you guys get rewarded. You get extra gear, or you get some cool XP, or you level up faster. And that was actually really fun to play that. I played that during the beta. But what's cool with this one, compared to other MMO games, RPGs, you don't have to do any of that stuff. If you don't want to do anything with other players, you don't have to. This whole game can be an RPG, and you can. There's no rule against. There's no one says you can't do that. The PvP aspect is really fun. It's really hard and challenging. There's an arena mode where you can do a 3v3, and that is a lot of fun, but also crazy challenging. Matt, right now, actually, yesterday, once I got into the Covenant faction, I actually did some quests with the Covenant and got enough points that I actually bought some more gear for the Covenant shop. I got some really cool weapons I'm trying out, but the game is a lot of fun. I think it's a blast. I think it has potential to be, as long as Amazon Games keeps making sure this thing stays relevant, I can see this lasting a long, long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can spend some money on it too. Like,
you sure can.
You want to have way cooler looking gear than everybody else. You can put some actual money into that game,
I will say,
you can ride a bear.
Which I will say, what I really love.
Oh, what else can you do with the bear?
It's not Baldur's Gate, Darren.
It's not,
different game.
It's not Baldur's Gate exactly. It's got pieces, not that piece.
So I will say,
only good piece.
What I really love about this. What I really love about this game is that, yes, when Matt said that you can buy things for skins, right? But compared to this game, compared to other games where you can buy skins, is that there's better skins you can get from this game by actually playing the game. If us three did a dungeon and we killed this crazy boss in the dungeon, it might roll an awesome epic gear helmet for Darren. And he could be like, hey, I don't want this. Someone want this? And Darren, he could be like an asshole and be like, hey, give me like 1 million gold for it. Or you can be really nice and be like, hey, just take it, You can buy houses, Darren, in the game, and the houses are a lot for fast travel points. They're good for
they upgrade a lot of stuff too.
They upgrade a lot of things.
You can buy a house and then you can put furniture and different pieces and different things in it. Like that one of the fish that I caught, I can put it in the house, and it's gonna make it's gonna add to my bonuses for when I go fishing and different things like that. So the different things like that will give you bigger.
You can go hunting. You can do a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you
It's
can
fun.
you can go hunting. You can do crafting, and so you're chopping down trees and mining ore, and you're mining. There's some stuff that's really high that you can't even mine until you're level
Like,
whatever.
Yeah, like you
And
can't
gotta
mine this because your mining's level 60.
Yeah, and you got to go search. You got to go search pretty hard for that stuff. Like I'm trying to find iron, and it's not like iron's just everywhere. Like it's rare.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
find it, somebody might have, and if somebody already came and mined it, it's gone. Like that iron is gone from that
it's
spot
gone.
until it somehow refreshes later when the server resets. But so that's why I'm saying, like again, like the market, some stuff is really rare. Like those types of items that you could sell and really make some quick money if you're working towards that and doing that kind of stuff, and then buying those houses, because houses are expensive. Like some houses are cheap, like a couple grand or something like that. That's the crappy looking houses. Then there's 20,000 coin house.
There's 5 tiers. So tier 1 houses are 1,000. Tier 2 are like 5K or 5,000. Tier 3 is around 10, and tier on up to about 20 to 30K. And there's a whole bunch of reasons why you get them. It's a fun game. It's a blast. I'm excited. There really is only one other game I'm excited for. It's coming out this month, and I know Darren's excited for that game. Besides that,
3 days, right?
Well, not that one. Not that one.
Oh,
not that one.
Talking about?
Not that one.
He set you up.
Yeah, I did. I set him up, and he failed. It was a perfect layup. But so. Yeah, New World's a fun game. I'm having a blast. The game I'm excited for coming out in October.
Wait. How much money have you put into the profits of H.A.M coffers?
Covenant.
$0. Is the answer 0?
All right, next topic.
Why don't you do your part for the Covenant company too while you're at it, buddy?
No, you know what? You know how much money I put in. You know how much money I put in the camp box in Red Dead 2 and it did nothing? All right? You don't need to put money in no group fund. It don't do nothing. It don't do nothing.
No, you can take money out of it.
You know how much money I had in that game? I could have cured everyone's tuberculosis. But instead, I was Cowboy has.
You can take money out of it. You can if you join the company, you can withdraw a coin from it every single day. You can,
yeah.
So it's.
I would join just to bankrupt you. I would literally buy $60 on that game.
I tell you,
it doesn't let you. It doesn't let you. And I can change the settings.
Yeah, we could change it so that the bear. So like in your group, you can you're like a ranked, right? And if Darren, me and Matt can lower your rank down till you're like a peasant, you literally can't do anything.
Yeah, I'll be a chum bucket.
You'll be cleaning the poops.
But no, one game I'm excited for, not the game that Darren's talking about. The game that he's talking about is Call of Duty. That comes out in like 3 days.
I know, because remember when we were like, "Oh, we're gonna get into this game so hard and everything's gonna be so."
Well, it's covert. It's covert.
Yeah, it's like a secret special one or something like that. But I mean, I'm excited because Phasmophobia just got announced.
Yes, I forgot about that.
In the end of October, the 29th, it comes out. I'm very excited. Crossplay as well. Perfect timing. I'm getting it. We're gonna get.
I'm buying it right now.
He's buying it. It's $20, I believe.
That's it?
We're gonna be streaming it. We're gonna be screaming. Darren's gonna make everyone's ears bleed. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited for that. If you have not seen or heard of Phasmophobia, look it up. It's a fun game.
You're living under a rock if you don't.
It's crazy. It's a blast. It's eerie. The fact that
this is the first I've ever heard of it. Not just so today,
but you are lying. Whoa. Breaking news. Why does it say unavailable for pre-order on here?
It's probably not available yet.
I didn't hear about this game till when you and Hayden were talking about it the last time.
Well, see, it was a PC only game for a long time, and a lot of like other streamers and YouTubers would play it because I believe, Darren, you don't have to help me with this one. So when you're playing, you want to talk in game because at a certain point you can't.
You can summon. You can talk to the. You could talk to the ghost.
Yep.
And make it do crap.
And is it true?
Like, when it hunts you down.
After.
Yeah. Like you have, like if you get far away from each other, you have to use your walkie-talkies.
Yeah, because you can't hear each other. And it
makes
terrifying.
you use game chat because like when you like piss off the demon or ghost long enough and it hunts you down and like it shows its physical form and tries to kill you, the game uses your microphone for the ghost to find you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
like when me and Hayden are running, we're dead. But luckily, it only kills one person per hunt, I believe.
I believe so. Yeah.
How many
So
people
that
can
is-
play
I
at
think
once?
it's 4.
I think this game got delayed, Austin.
No.
I think it did.
No.
It says right here, this game is now a work in progress. It may or may not change over time or release as a final product.
Well, yeah, it's gonna come out in early access. Yeah, right here. It will
It's
launch.
only the early access.
It will launch in early access on all platforms on October 29th. So it's coming out. It's just an early access version.
I just gotta wait till I can't pre-install it. But it's
Phasmophobia.
24 gigabytes.
Wow.
That's nice too.
Number of players.
2 to 4. Online multiplayer is 2 to 4.
2 to 4. So us 3 and Hayden. Perfect. That's one game I'm excited for. Phasmophobia, coming out at the end of October. And this one is going to be insane. Here's another game that got announced. Subnautica 2 got announced for next year with, Matt, ready for this one? With online co-op.
Oh.
That should be fun. I'm not sure what the release date of that is.
I like co-op games.
Subnautica is a very fun game. It's terrifying for me because I hate the ocean. But now here goes the part that really sucks. So it's gonna be an early development, early access for about 2 years. So the early access comes out next year on Xbox and PC. So you guys can play it. Lucky bastards. But then
I think that the first one's still in actually. The first one's still technically early access.
And then the full release is looking out to be 2027, 2028. But the fact that it's still going to be out early access next year, so if you guys have an Xbox and PC, you're good to go. The price, I can't imagine being that much or being early access.
I bet it'll be $70.
Not early access. No way.
Bet it will be. If it's not a Game Pass game, because Subnautica Below Zero was, I think that was a full price game.
I think it was too.
I think with how popular it's become, because like people have really gone to that kind of sort of like, what's the word I want to use? Real life Minecraft games.
Yeah.
Like, people love those survival craft games now, so yeah. I bet it'll be a $70 game.
So there's one more quick thing I want to mention before I bring up some sad news for myself for gaming news. This is not really gaming news. This is a movie news. But I want to bring it up because the New York Comic Con is happening. 2 awesome things. If you're a fan of Daredevil, the TV show, the new season drops March on Disney Plus, and everyone's coming back.
John Bernthal's going to be in it as the Punisher.
Everyone's coming
back. The Punisher's going to be in it. I'm very excited for that.
So if you are a Daredevil fan, a Punisher fan, that is awesome. This one was interesting. I'm not for sure how I feel on this. The CGI is going to be heavily determined how I feel about this because I love the cartoon movies. We are getting a live action How to Train Your Dragon. And I don't know how I feel about that. I love the movies. The cartoon movies are some of my favorite. I have all 3 of them over there on Blu-ray. Love the cartoon movies. The live action could be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know what the entails is. I don't think they've announced like anything else. I don't think it's announced. It's supposed to come out June 13th of next year, which is not that far away if you think about it in movie form. So how long have they been making this movie? I have no idea who the cast is. So I am optimistic to say the least. Okay, if this is true, I'm already happy. Nick Frost is going to be in this, and so is Gerard Butler, who was in the cartoon, which I love that.
Gerard Butler was the dad, right? He was the dad.
He was a dad. And Mason Thomas is playing Hiccup, and he was from he looks familiar. What movie was he in?
Mason Thomas.
Oh, he was in Black Phone, that horror movie, and that movie's
The dragons
good.
can't talk. Why would there be a voice for a dragon?
No, Hiccup, the boy.
Oh,
Hiccup's the boy.
It's like, why?
You have me confused.
I thought Hiccup was. I really thought Hiccup was a dragon. Yeah, Toothless. Yeah.
So
it's been a while.
Optimistic.
I
love those movies. I've seen them. I watch them once a year. Love them. So now here's some sad news for PlayStation fans, and this hurts and it's painful, and I'm really sad. Spider-Man 2 Insomniac is not releasing any DLC. They have canceled all DLC for Spider-Man 2.
Wow.
And if you've played Spider-Man 2 like I have and platinumed it like I have, you're heartbroken because this game set up every single DLC. And then they had a whole roadmap of the DLC. They had everything. They had it wholly planned out. And then Insomniac got hacked, and the hackers released all their information about releasing new things. And then Insomniac has now officially canceled all future projects for Spider-Man 2. They're pretty much shelving the game. It's done.
Way to go, hackers.
I'm sad. I'm heartbroken. But here, I guess, are some positive news with this. It's kind of, I mean, it's positive, but it still hurts. But
you work on Spider-Man 3 faster.
Well, no, that's the thing. They're not working on Spider-Man 3 faster. We're getting the Wolverine game, which is going to be absolutely insane.
Wow. Now I might get a PlayStation. If there's a Wolverine game for PlayStation,
there is. And Insomniac's making it, and Insomniac makes great games for great superhero games. So I'm very sad.
Been my favorite superhero character forever.
I'm very sad about Spider-Man 2 not getting a DLC. They canceled it. It hurts. If you have not played Spider-Man 2, still play it. It's a great game. It's a lot of fun.
You know, that's a game that we should play. We should play a rank your superhero characters, or rank
your superhero video games.
Who wins in a fight? This superhero against this super kind of thing. We should do that kind of thing. That'd be fun. Speaking of games
so those are my news, unfortunately, and I'm really sad about it.
I have one game that's coming out 2027, as y'all know about the types of games that I like, which is war games, war simulation, military simulation games. Arma 4 is coming out in 2027. So
I can't wait for that to be playable in 2035.
Don't be that. Don't be that guy.
Can't wait for it to be in a stable state.
Hey, Arma Reforger is actually really, really good. It's actually quite fun.
I actually think Arma 3 is better than Arma 3 Reforger.
Well, no, of course it is. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Arma Reforger, though, is good on console. It's working now.
Oh, yeah.
It was garbage for a long, long time when it first came out. Pretty much unplayable, glitchy. Now it's actually fun to play online multiplayer with people against people. But before you couldn't do that. It pretty much just played co-op online before. But now, I mean, you got helicopters in the game, and it's been fun playing it. So I'm looking forward to Arma 4, which I would hope offer even more things. Arma Reforger's got quite a bit of mods you can do on it too, that you can download and play, and some people have made that game pretty darn good for console, considering it's not necessarily a console game. So, but Arma 4, look out for it, 2027.
Interesting.
Sim. I thought Darren had a game he was looking forward to coming out too.
Oh, I have two. I have a game that I'm looking forward to, and I have a studio. I have a studio I'm looking forward to. So the game I'm looking forward to is Alien Isolation 2.
Oh, that one, yeah.
I'm very, very excited for this game because Alien Isolation, when it came out, was kind of a flop.
Oh, yeah.
Sega viewed it as a miss. But since that game's come out, I think it's had a huge fan base, and how purely terrifying, that people go back and play that. That game was terrifying. When I played through it, you have to crawl everywhere you go so that slimy bastard doesn't eat your face. And that game, especially with the new Alien movie that just came out, that I actually thought was very good. I think people are getting back into it, and I think it's a perfect time for Sega to officially come out and say, hey, we're making this. It's in development. I think 2027 is what the article said is the expected time. But I think it's cool. I think you can go off of so many things you can go off. I would, as much as I love the Alien game, I want another really good Aliens game. Because Aliens Colonial Marines, as shitty as that game is, I still love playing it. Just because the first half of that game, until you start fighting humans and robots or whatever, the first half of that game is so fun. The Vietnam era that the Aliens franchise kind of went with, and all the Mama Tried, and all the cool art on everyone's armor and stuff. I really wish there was another good Aliens game, but very excited for Alien Isolation 2. I've been in the mood for a heebie-jeebies game. like the kind of game that like I'm low key like don't even want to turn the Xbox on kind of heebie-jeebie game. So I'm very excited for that game to come out. Cannot wait. That's like I said, that's like the only game I'm looking forward to, like actually probably buying and pre-ordering like the best edition of it. And that's like 3 years down the road.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty cool for that. And Aliens Fireteam Elite doesn't count as an Aliens game. I know. I just remembered that that's technically an Aliens game, but it was a third-person shooter that was set in the future. It didn't use all the same guns and stuff, so that one doesn't count. Good game, but it's its own thing.
What's your second game?
The second thing I'm excited for, 343 Studios, the people that ruined Halo, doesn't exist anymore.
That's what are you excited about? That they don't exist anymore?
Microsoft's like, hey, we got to do something. It is now just flat out Halo Studios. They completely, because believe it, I found this out. Halo 4, Halo 5, and Halo Infinite all have the same engine. The new Halo game that's going to come out under the Halo Studios is going to use Unreal Engine 5. So they're going to rebrand. I think, honestly, they're probably going to just start over, even though Halo Infinite's kind of a controversial Halo. I actually thought the storyline for Halo Infinite was kind of like awesome and beautiful. Like it was very much an Uncharted 4 to the Halo series. Like the beginning of that game, Master Chief lost. Like the whole thing about Halo Infinite is about how like the aftermath of humanity losing the war. And like everyone thought Master Chief was dead because he was just floating around in space. And like the whole game, you're just trying to like put pieces together. There's like no Spartans left. You go around finding all these dead Spartans, killing all these elites and brutes and stuff. And at the end, like going through the game, like when you hit key moments, like you realize like Master Chief, like he's starting to slowly realize he's only human. He like actually starts to show emotion because like he's starting to realize like he kind of feels like he's nothing without Cortana. And then you get this like new version of Cortana, which I think her name was, I don't even remember what her real name was. By the end, she calls herself Cortana. That kind of goes full circle. But I kind of am sad that with the new rebranding and 343 Studios kind of getting cleaned out, that they're going to go away from the plot of humanity's loss, but now we got to try to rebuild. But I'm very excited for what they can do with that. And that goddamn TV show. I love the guy Pablo, whatever his name is. I love the guy who plays Master Chief. So like that's the only reason I watched it. And season 2 was night and day better than season 1, just because season 1 was awful. But I'm really happy they did this rebranding. I'm really happy that they realized the Slip Space engine is what it's called was awful. Like the game that came out in 2021 was the same game and used the same engine as the game that came out in 2012. Like that is insane to me. Like the only other game to do that's like Fallout, and we all know how that turns out. Awesome games, but my God, Bethesda, what are you doing? Don't even get me started on Bethesda. We'll be here for 5 hours. I don't like you. I'll buy your games, but I don't like you.
That's how I feel.
I like the art, not the artist.
That's how I feel with Ubisoft, but I still buy their games.
That's another thing I want to get. Dude, I know that new Assassin's Creed game is going to be a disappointment. I just feel it. Like, the dynamic and the story sounds way too cool to be true. Like, I know there's going to be, like, some cool halfway through the mission. Like, the guy is going to die. He's going to be the mentor. And it's going to be such a beautiful story, but it's going to be, like, they're just going to ruin it. Like, they're just going to ruin it with their engine. Do
you think Ubisoft, with the new Assassin's Creed game, do you think that's the make it or break it for that company to pretty much be dead?
I think low key. I think either Assassin's Creed Odyssey or, in my opinion, Assassin's Creed Odyssey or Assassin's Creed Valhalla was already the make or break. I think at this point, because what's been out since Valhalla? Valhalla was the last one, right? Or no,
they made the Star Wars game. They made the Outlaw game.
No, but wasn't there another Assassin's Creed that come out? Mirage? Mirage?
Yeah, Mirage.
I don't even. Did anyone even buy that game? Has anyone played that game? Have we checked on Mirage lately? Is he okay?
I didn't even know there was a Mirage. I didn't know there was another one.
I just try to remember because I remember it's literally a Nintendo Switch port. That's the only reason I know it exists because I saw it in the Walmart the other day when I was looking for like a Yoshi game. Like the fact, like I'm not gonna disrespect Assassin's Creed, but like I feel like the only reason it's relevant is because kids are playing it on their Switch. Like,
so listen to this. So I just read this article that came out today. So this is I'm not really breaking news, but at 3 p.m. this was announced. So Assassin's Creed Shadows is coming out next year because it got pushed back.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If you bought the collector's edition, which is around $230, $230, it will come with a steel book, an art book, a statue, and more. But they made changes to it. You no longer will get early access, so you get the game the same time as everyone else.
Well, I mean,
but you don't get early access no more.
They say it's early access, but what do you get? 3 days early?
But you're not even getting that no more. Like you're not getting it. It says you're no longer include early access to the game when it arrives next year. And then there's this too. Ubisoft may be adding a co-op mode to this game, so you'll be able to play as both people.
But I think,
and it comes out soon. It comes out in February. But there's a lot of rumors though with Ubisoft of like, hey, how can we not be screwed and go under? There's a lot of rumors of them bringing back old Ubisoft games, and if they do, that could be cool. But I mean, like, what are some games that they could bring back that could absolutely bring Ubisoft back to the way they were? Because right now Ubisoft is not doing well. Like, they've lost so much money. Their stock is at the all-time low. It's not going well for Ubisoft at all. There's one game franchise they need to bring back, and the fact they haven't is insane. They need to bring back Tom Clancy, like the original Splinter Cell. Give us Splinter Cell back.
I love a Future Soldier 2. And I remember vividly playing Future Soldier 2, and that game was so cool. And like, it's just another game that I would love Ubisoft to remaster or remake. And I don't know, Matt's kind of doing his own thing right now, so I don't know if he's played this game or if he can contest to this. The first, in my opinion, in modern systems, because, GoldenEye 007 exists. I recognize that. But one of the first and early, very successful, underrated video game movies or movie video games was Peter Jackson's King Kong, and that was a Ubisoft game, and I loved that game as a kid. So I would love to see that. Ubisoft's downfall needs to be studied.
I mean, their downfall is, look at what's that freaking that free to play shooter that just came out? It's the one that we all...
Not Ubisoft, maybe?
X-Defiant.
Oh, yeah, that's been out for a while, but yeah.
X-Defiant, like, they literally said that...
was a Ubisoft game, yeah.
Yeah, X-Defiant, they came out and said that if X-Defiant does not get their numbers back up, they're cutting it down. They're shutting it down already. And it's like Ubisoft is taking a loss after a loss after a loss. If they lose money on Shadows, I think they're done. And it's just...
I think the problem with Ubisoft is that they never put all their pieces in one spot. Like,
no, they have too many working on too many things.
Yeah, like they always are like, here's X-Defiant, or like, here's Mirage. Oh, no one knows what Mirage is. Here's X-Defiant. Oh, no one knows what X-Defiant is. Here's another Assassin's Creed game. Like, they need to find a way. They just need to pull everyone together and be like, hey, if we keep spreading ourselves thin, we're not going to be a company anyway. So let's all get together and put all of our resources into a game that people will want to play and that will get us some sort of recognition. Because right, X-Defiant, when you said new shooter that came out, I completely forgot X-Defiant was a thing. Like, what, Tim the Tatman played it for like 4 hours and then went back to Warzone. And like, that wasn't, at that time, Warzone wasn't even like that popping. Like, people, like, no one's playing your games. And like what, their stock? Their stock's like $6 right now. Their stock is doing awful.
Oh yeah, their stock is awful. They've lost so much money.
Yeah,
well,
between like 2 or 3 years, they've lost $65 per stock.
Well,
like
they've
it was like a
screwed up on a lot
70-some
of
stock,
things.
and now they're literally under $10.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's insane.
I mean, I'm just looking at a list of some of their games, and I mean, For Honor, that they could have did better. They could have stuck with that. But
yeah,
like,
they killed that thing.
here's some of the games that they screwed up on, like Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora.
That was a Ubisoft game?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why I didn't buy it.
But they also have Far Cry though. Like, and Far Cry's got a big following, and
but
they
Far
could
Cry
just
6
focus
was
on
bad.
that.
And Far Cry 6 was bad. And when the hell did Far Cry 5 come out? 2017?
But see, so Far Cry 6 came out in 2021. Far Cry 5.
I see people
Did
playing
I just
Far
see?
Cry
Did
all
I
the time.
just see the notification that I saw? Wow. This is a. Oh, I don't want to do that. Am I gone?
Nope, you're here. Far Cry 5 came out in 2018, Darren.
But they're obviously going to take a big hit because of the Star Wars Outlaws. Got terrible,
what did I just see?
reviews.
Star Wars Outlaw
Wow.
shit the bed.
That game could
Austin, you're
going to
hate this.
Hmm.
The new Destiny game is gonna be a mobile game.
Yeah, I heard that.
What?
Yep. So what they're doing is, Destiny 2 is gonna live forever. I'm a huge Destiny fan. It's just, it's hard to get new people to Destiny because the game is free, but all the expansions are $60. Most of them. You can get all the DLCs for like $60, all of them on sale sometimes. And the game is a lot of fun. I actually really enjoyed Destiny, but trying to get new people to play it is a pain in the ass. Like playing Destiny by yourself is not fun. Playing Destiny by yourself sucks. To me, anyways, I think Destiny by yourself is very boring. I'd rather play with people. And when you go, hey, let's play Destiny 2. Oh, but first you need to download this. You need to buy this DLC, this expansion. Then they're like, no, I'm not playing that fucking game. Which is a bummer because I actually do enjoy Destiny 2 a lot.
Yeah.
All
right.
Do you have any other things?
I don't think so.
Best video game stories, like you just said, and I'm gonna tell you what this list has for the top 5. And I've heard of some of these, and this could help us. This is the top 30 list, but I'm not telling you all 30 of them. That's just way too many.
Just tell us the 30th. Just tell us the way bottom.
Well, I want to tell you.
Give us a baseline.
Actually, tell us 15. What's number 15?
Well, yeah, what's right in the middle of the pack?
Number 15, according to this list, is okay. Neither one of you are gonna know this game, which is ironically shit. Is Persona 4. And if all my Persona fans out there, you know why you like that game.
I don't know that game. Okay, so pick another game that's on the list that we'll know.
That will surprise us. Or like
that will maybe kind of here's a game on the list, and this is where it's at. Tell us one of those.
Let's go right
into the news.
I just saw one that would make Darren cry. Number 17. Okay, Darren. Firewatch.
I've never even heard of it.
17?
Yeah. 17.
I've never even heard of it. I'd have to see a clip of it.
It's a good game.
To know what it is.
It's a good game. Slow pace game. Very slow pace. But it's fun. It's a great game. Great story. Very great.
We know our next
challenge is storytelling, dude. Either that list is bombing.
Well, hold on.
They're fucking stupid.
Let me give you a top 10. Let me give you their top 10 list. I'll go rapid fire quick for this list. Number 10, they have Metal Gear Solid, the first one, the 1998 one. They have a game called Immortality. Never heard of that. Number 8, Darren, God of War, the 2018. Number 8. Number 7, Telltale's The Walking Dead, because it's a great story.
Okay, that one makes sense. Yeah.
Thank you. Number 6, The Last of Us. Number 5, What Remains of Edith Finch, and that's a very sad one. If you have watched YouTube, that is remarkably sad. You will bawl your eyes up if you play that story.
Game Pass game.
It's very sad though. Number 4, I don't like this one because I'm not a fan of the game. The Witcher 3. Number 3.
I think that game's overrated.
I do too. Matt will love this one. Number 3, Baldur's Gate 3. Matt. Number 2,
because
BioShock.
You can have sex with the bear.
Number 2 is BioShock, the first one. And number 1, this is actually kind of shocking to me. Number 1, Silent Hill 2.
Oh. Silent Hill 2. When does this come out?
Recent.
I wonder if that's just I wonder if that's just a hype up. I wonder if that's just to hype up the new Silent Hill 2 game coming out.
The remake, maybe. No, I like that idea. So next time will be us ranking our personal top 10 or top 5 story.
Let's go 5.
Our top 5 favorite story games. Could be anything.
Because then we'll have 15. Right, we'll have 15.
Yeah.
Games, unless some of us are double up, which I doubt that we'll have a lot of double ups. Based on games we've named in the past, I don't feel like our list.
I bet we will. I bet we will.
Me and him will. Me and him will.
I bet we will.
Me and Darren will.
Who are you pointing at? The dog behind
Me and Darren will. Darren. Pointing at Darren.
Are you pointing at Tubbs back there?
No, I'm pointing at Darren. Me and Darren will definitely have a double up.
If we don't have one, that'll be shocking.
Yeah, if we don't, I'll be shocked.
Yeah,
I have to think about number 1. I already have my list already in my head, pretty much. Like I already have it down.
Honestly, the top 5 characters one is more hard for me than the games.
That's gonna be hard.
Well, you know what that means. Sounds like we've got a great episode coming up for our next Ham Gaming podcast episode. I think that's probably going to wrap it up tonight for gaming talk and all that kind of good stuff. We'll probably have more to talk about later, but that's going to do it for tonight's Ham Gaming podcast. With you, as always, is
Austin
and Matt, and
I'm not always here.
But thanks for joining, Darren.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys.
Video game.